Please welcome a BAFTA nominee for Best Supporting Actress, Claire Foy. There you go. I know, it's a little shag carpet. It's very glamorous up here.
So glamorous. Hello.
Great to see you. I love that you got a BAFTA nomination for playing an American woman in this, like, American story. Did that just kind of make you smile and laugh when those nominations came out?
I haven't really thought about it before, but now that I think about it, it is a bit odd, isn't it? Yeah. No, I mean, I suppose I felt very an English person in an American story. I mean, Ryan's also Canadian, so there was a lot of guilt going around.
He can hide it better, can't he? Right?
Yeah. And Damien's pretty much French, so so yeah, we were all going, are we the right people to be telling this story?
Yes,
but yeah, I always felt very honoured to be given this kind of very American woman.
What do you think of when you think back to the first time that you went to meet with Damien Chazelle and Ryan Gosling to do this film, your first time reading in front of them for the character of Janet Armstrong? What were the nerves level going into that?
I think when it's something so ridiculous like this film, the nerve level's pretty minimal because you just think, as if. So you just, I find in those situations where it seems like it could never possibly happen, that I let myself enjoy it because you just sort of think, when am I ever going to be in this room doing this ever again? And Damien was, we met on Skype for the first time, which is always odd. I was in my loft, I was in my attic. It's a bit weird. And I'm pretty sure that he had an Oscar behind him.
Did you have your Emmy behind you?
No,
Okay.
I didn't have one then.
Oh, you didn't have it at that point?
Yeah.
SAG Award you probably had.
I did have
Okay.
one. Very proud of that. And then he kind of, he said, I'd like you to read for it, but I didn't really want to, I don't really like doing auditions with an accent that's not my own, with the script, because you end up quite often then associating the accent with the script. So if you do get the job, then you're doing the scene, and it's very, very difficult to not just do the terrible accent you were doing in the audition. And so I said, can I do something that I've heard Janet say? There's one tiny, tiny bit on YouTube of Janet doing a sort of mini press conference outside the house. And I said, can I just prepare that? And so he said yes, and then I went, and I did it for him, and then he went, should we go and meet Ryan? And I went, okay. This is normal, completely normal. Yeah.
One thing that I was looking just at the kind of calendar of the production of this film and also your life, and I was struck by the fact that you, while you were filming this role of a woman who lost her 2-year-old daughter, your daughter was 2. While you were filming this movie, if I'm doing
she was
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was close. What was it like for you to kind of go back and forth from the set life of this woman having lost this young girl and then going home to your daughter? It must have really put things into a perspective for you.
It's a really tricky thing, that, because I feel that I never want to cheapen someone's real life experience by not comparing it to my own life, but by not just living in the truth of what their experience is. There's a sort of thing that you can do in acting which is called like emotional substitution, where if you have to kind of cry in a scene, that you kind of think back to a sad moment in your life and you go, oh, boo-hoo, and you sort of, that's how you do it, by bringing, and I have never been able to do that for some reason. I find it moving enough or heartbreaking enough just to think about what someone was going through. So for me, I have to do some sort of psychological thing where I have to keep it there. I can't, otherwise I'm not making any sense. I'm not finishing any of my sentences. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you are.
But I couldn't. It's traumatic enough to view it and to have one little tiny understanding of what that must be like. So I keep it there. I can't. I keep it there.
As we saw in the clip that we just showed, there's so much of what's strong in your performance as Janet is really letting these emotions show, and then Ryan as Neil just doesn't give you it back, because that's apparently what Neil's personality was. What is it like as an actor to kind of project all these emotions and not get it back?
Well, it's funny because I did a program called The Crown, and that's what people. Thanks. That's what people used to say to me, is that they'd be like, because I'd just sit there and go, while everyone's going. So it was interesting. It was the right response, I think, was frustration. And I think that the thing with Ryan is he has such a warmth and such a kind of open kind of energy, like as a person, that you can feel it all bubbling underneath. I think that's the reason why he's perfect to play Neil, is that it's all still going, it's also cooking in there, but you can't, he's not expressing it, I suppose.
Speaking of The Crown, which I'm such a humongous fan of, your fellow BAFTA nominee, Olivia Colman, of course, is taking over your role as Queen Elizabeth.
It's taking over the world. She's just the best. She's the greatest.
Have you encountered her enough over the course of this season that you've had conversations with her about what it's like to play this part?
No. I think we just both know what it's like to play the part. I don't know. No. I mainly just sort of cut her face if she's won an award and go, that was beautiful. No. I mean, I think I knew Olivia before for anything of this, and I knew her work, and I just think she's the most extraordinary actress. And it's just so wonderful to see somebody, we in the UK, Olivia's kind of a legend, like an absolute legend. And
in comedy, particularly.
She's done a lot of comedy, but then she's also won 3 BAFTAs for just extraordinary dramatic work. And so it's so incredible when you suddenly see someone on a completely different stage and everyone goes, she's really good. And you're like, yes, she is. Right, yeah.
How fast are you going to binge season 3 of The Crown when it comes out at the end of this year?
I think I'm going to have... I thought about that recently. I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. I might have to have like a party or something. We get all the old gang together.
Oh my God.
We can all sit there and go, oh, they're really good. God damn it.
Well, I'm glad that you and Olivia will have a reunion very soon at the BAFTAs. Congratulations on that. Claire Foy, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. See you in a bit.